What's up, YouTube? This is Cookie Monster ProForgeRacing with my 17th Forger review, FlotownHockey. FlotownHockey is an amazing forger who's been forging since Halo 3, and he mostly makes racetracks, but he made a couple other maps so far as well. Now, his first two maps, I didn't have time to put an entire lap on all his maps because all his maps are really long. And his first two maps were both really long, and they weren't as good as all his newer ones. So for his first two ones, I just did like a quick overview of them. This very first one is called Reaching Destiny, and the second one is called Dragon's Den. It's a really long map. Both of them are good for first maps, but as compared to like his new ones, they don't even compare. They're really long because he used big pieces to make them and stuff. So they're really long, and they only each have like 3 or 4 checkpoints, so if you fall off and you have like a ton of track left to do, it's a hassle. But they were made, shortly after the game came out, so it's reasonable. Anyways, there's the dragon itself, and you race around his den. This map is called Inception, and it is to be played with a custom game type called Daydreamer. It's a puzzle map, and I didn't figure out how to beat the puzzle. He has a video on his channel on how to beat it if you really want to see that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to download it to see it, because I just show you the map here. I do not show you any of the tricks or how to beat it or anything, because I don't know. If you know anything about me, it's that I'm horrible at jumping maps and at challenge maps. I'm just awful at all of those things. Pretty much only good at racing, kind of Slayer. But this is a really good map because it was challenging for me. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I tried and it didn't work. But yeah, here's a quick little overview of the map. I was going to get Flotown in to show me how to beat it, but I decided it'd be more fun to leave it open. Here is his map, his infection map called Bowser's Castle. It's a huge, I don't know if it's a perfect recreation of Bowser's Castle or not, I'm not sure, I haven't asked him, but it's this huge castle with lots of floors. Here, there's just tons of rooms. This map is to be played with the Super Mario game type that's in his file share. It's a custom game type. Yeah, this part leads right down here to like a little underground part in the basement, but no one ever really goes down there, I'm not sure why. But every time I play it, no one goes in the basement area. But there's several rooms that people, there's several rooms on each floor that people can be in, they can hide in, but no one really does that. The only thing I don't like about this map is that there's too much opportunity on the roof of this map to camp. There's some really high places, like over here on the left in the corner there, where people can just hide, and that gets annoying. But overall, it's, a really fun map. A lot of fun. It's really well made and stuff. But anyways, here's his first good racetrack in Reach, like his first solid racetrack. This map is called Plutonic. Like all of his race maps, they're extremely long. Some of the pieces he uses, like these pieces here, the landing pads, and then these buildings, I think building 2 floor or something, I'm not sure, but some of the pieces he uses are huge, so they make the track like 3 times as long, because they're like 3 times the size of normal track pieces, which is a good thing to make the track longer, but when there's just like smooth turns after turns, when there's just too much of it, it can be overwhelming. But Flotown does a good job with his maps, because normally really long sky tracks like can just get boring. But Flotown, he makes some cool scenery and stuff. Like this map, this map, there isn't like that much great scenery. There's a couple cool little pieces, but some of his other maps, he has themes to them, where he has scenery that's all based on a theme. And that's just a suggestion to people making Skytrack, coming up forgers. Make a theme and base a racetrack off of that theme. Because if there's a lot of fun scenery to look at, it's more easy to bear with just long, boring, smooth Skytracks. Because, yeah, they take skill to make, but they're not that much fun. But I'm not bashing Flotown's map right here, because this one is a lot of fun. There's a big jump right there. And Flotown some of his maps were some of the first ones I saw that used that thing there, where you go underwater and drive on top of the grid. That's really cool. But anyways, here's his second really good racetrack, his fourth total racetrack in Reach. This one's Santa's Lair. It ran on HaloTracks.org. It was in the Christmas contest. It's called Santa's Lair because it's a Christmas themed map. There's some cool Christmas scenery on this map. This is one of the maps that I was talking about that has a theme to it, so it makes it a lot more fun. But this one actually ran up against one of Boyd Milkman's maps, one other map, and then my map, Angelic, that I made with the Ionized in a contest. But this map, again, really long, really smooth. This map's kind of cool, though, because it has this one flat part, and you kind of do some loops on that. You'll see that coming up soon. That's supposed to be the reindeer, those little rocks in the sky there. This was supposed to be the reindeer, I believe, on Santa's sleigh. I mean, it'd be too hard to make reindeer, but I like the little rock reindeer. It's cool. Anyways, coming up here, after this next big hill, is the flat part that I was talking about. He's got a bunch of little snowmen made out of capture plates, which are cool, and a couple little, he's got a Christmas tree outside, and then like a little Christmas building or something. I like this part though. It's really cool. The little snowmen with the cones on their head, and then there's a Christmas tree over here with presents. And I think that's pretty cool too. So this map is just like Plutonic, like a long, smooth, big track, but it's also got this part which has some really cool scenery and a different feel and a different style to it, which is awesome because Flotown's maps are pretty unique. Even though he makes like big sky tracks, like a lot of people do, he makes them different. There's just something about his maps. I think the pieces he uses in particular and the length of them makes them a lot different than the others. But anyways, on to his third really good racetrack, fifth total. This one is called Sidestream. It's so good, in fact, that it won one of our Forge contests. I can't remember now which one. It was the second one, I believe. If I'm wrong, don't freak out. There's a little dragon right there. But this map's really cool. It's got a part right there on the grid underwater. It's got a little supercross part right here. It's got Skytrack parts. It has some jumps. It's got a lot to it. It's a lot of fun. It's got scenery. This map's really just the whole kit and caboodle. It's a lot of fun. Here's the smooth Skytrack part right here, and there's maybe 3 or 4 or 5 bank turns, and then it goes back to a second MX part coming up in a bit. And so this map's really fun because even though it's really long, he switches up the actual terrain of the map between sky and supercross and driving on grid to make it feel like you're driving on water. And he's got jumps in there and scenery. A lot of fun. That's why this map won, because it's not just like every other sky track. He switched it up a bit. He did one thing which I don't particularly recommend, which is use teleporters. Never a good idea to use teleporters in racetracks. I did it once and never did it again since then. That was the first vehicle teleport I ever used, and the only. Try to avoid them if you can, but the ones in this map usually don't mess you up. They usually work pretty well, so that's lucky. And right here is awesome. You end the lap going through a giant Poseidon, which is really cool. This map is his first roller coaster. This is an awesome map. It's called Jurassic Kingdom. This one was a runner-up in one of our contests, and I think Plutonic was too. He's always getting high up in our contests. This is my favorite turn on the whole map, with those little 1x2s, I think they are. Looks so sweet. But this is a long, really well-made roller coaster. I mean, a lot of roller coasters look the same and stuff, you know, but this one is really unique to me. And a lot of people making their very first roller coaster, they're often sloppy and bumpy and have turns that are inverted or turns that are really sharp and too hard. But he seemed to really nail it. And in Halo 3, he only made double wide racetracks. He didn't make roller coasters, so this is, I'm pretty sure, his first roller coaster ever, and it turned out this well. And it's called Jurassic Kingdom because I don't know if you noticed, but the scenery is dinosaurs. At the beginning, you actually do a front flip through a dinosaur's butt, I believe. You drive in through like his mouth area, and then you front flip down his butt. I guess he kind of stools you out or something. It's kind of funny. But right here is a giant hill. Giant. It's like a roller coaster. Like a real one. And then a huge bank turn here. Again, this map is just epic. Huge hills, huge turns, huge jumps, huge scenery pieces, huge lap time, and pretty much everything works. There was one problem I had when you go through a jump and you're kind of surrounded by walls and you jump, one of the checkpoints is a little bit low and you can jump over it. I had that problem, but overall the map is amazing and flawless. I love that map. This is his second most recent racetrack. This map is called Radiator Springs. It's a hybrid map, which is a mix between Skytrack and terrain. That elevator at the beginning is a little sketchy. It can kind of mess you up, but it works pretty well. And the rest of the map pretty much is just flawless. Again, just long, smooth, incredible racetrack. What I would like to see is a bit more scenery on some of these maps. This one doesn't have a whole lot of like themed scenery. Like a lot of people when they make smooth double wide maps, they'll just make these random designs that looks like modern art or something that goes over the track. You know, it's just like a couple random pieces with like a man cannon shooting out of it or something. It's just kind of weird looking. Like it looks cool and it's not a bad job. I just think it's a lot more fun when you have like a themed scenery to look at, when you feel like you're in a village, or you feel like you're in Star Wars or Harry Potter, like Duquesne's maps, or like, you know, my newest one, it's supposed to feel like a scrapyard, junkyard type thing. So that's a good idea. It's a good idea to come up with a theme before you make the race map. But anyways, this is still a really good map, even though there's not a whole lot of scenery. Right there, kind of fucked up the jump. My bad. That jump normally works. I just kind of I kind of jumped at a weird angle, so I landed at a weird angle. But anyways, this is the terrain part that brings you back to the beginning up the elevator again. This is a really good map. I don't think he's made a hybrid before. Most of his maps are out by the water. So this is something new, and I'm glad I saw that by him. But this is his most recent map, called Super 8. A few people I was playing with the other day all said that it's their favorite double-wide map of all time. They said it's the smoothest, most amazing double-wide map they have ever seen. Quoting what a couple people said the other day when I was playing this map with them. Got a couple people into the game to do the race with me, and that's what they said. And I agree, it's a really, really long, smooth map. This is just the bee's knees for his maps. The elevator works really well. His jumps, he's got some huge jumps that work really well. He kind of stopped using giant pieces to make his maps, and he used more regular sized pieces, so the map's a little bit shorter, so it's not like really long, which is a good thing. But this map's just really smooth. He's got some incredible spirals like the one I'm on now, and spirals are really cool looking and they're a lot of fun to go around. So this map is just flawless. FlotownHockey has really come a long way since his first couple maps. They were, you know, using big pieces. They were kind of sloppy, well, like anyone's first maps, but he's made a huge improvement. This glass spiral right here is one of the most amazing spirals I've ever seen. It's incredible. But please go download all FlotownHockey's maps. They're incredible and they're a lot of fun. And FlotownHockey's a really nice guy and he deserves the downloads. So please go download his maps. Thanks for watching.